KWT slaying.
Well, family, the wait is over. The moment has arrived where truth emerges triumphant from the shadows of history. Introducing the true Jerusalem, the lost kingdoms of the Israelites, the groundbreaking work by me, Yahuah Veil, a journey into the past that reshapes the future. I cut through centuries of misconceptions with piercing clarity. This book delivers a compelling case packed with evidence that commands attention and gonna get some respect. Come with me for a second, family, and discover how these thrilling civilizations flourished, protected by towering highlands and sustained by advanced engineering. Some have asked, where is Jerusalem? Is it the land in the Middle East? I say no. It is in the highlands of Ethiopia. With hours of groundbreaking research, this book brings in a new revelation, and it will transform your understanding of African history and its connections to the ancient world. It's going to remove from your mind the conditioning by the Romans of what has really happened to our past. Come with me, family, to the Ethiopian highlands and find out why this is our land. Why things have been hidden and obfuscated for centuries. We are royalty, children of the Most High. What kind of land do you expect us to have? Dried up dirt in the Middle East, or land flowing with rivers? A land full of beautiful animals flowing with milk and honey. Don't miss out on this monumental unveiling. Grab your copy today and stand on the side of truth. Visit Amazon.com or www.tailministries.com to purchase your book and join Yahuah Veil's teachings on Tail Ministries. Family, your journey to hidden history has now begun. So family, get your copy of True Jerusalem, the Lost Kingdoms of the Israelites today. Journey to the heart of Africa, where history and legend converge to reveal the forgotten kingdoms of the Israelites and the true location of Jerusalem. Salama family, salama, how y'all doing today? Hope you're blessed and highly favored. So today's not going to be a long show, but it's something that we have to talk about. But before we get there, I have a question. And my question is this. Do y'all still want me to cover end time prophecy stuff? Because I'm going to tell you, I'm tired. I get tired of people telling me I'm in it for the money and I don't even get much money. I told y'all less than 1% support this ministry. I get people who ask me the same question over and over again that the videos and the teachings cover. I'm tired. I get worn out. Sister Shonda could tell you she felt the same way I'm feeling right now. I'm gonna tell you, it is somebody say no. Coco G, you don't want me to teach on prophecy no more? Because I'm going to tell you, if it wasn't for the ones who support this ministry and love this ministry, I would have been gone a long time ago. Yeah, I ain't going to lie. I would have been gone. I'm telling you, it's the ones who support this ministry and love us, I would have been gone a long time ago. A brother be tired? Yeah, I'm telling you, a brother be tired. I'm tired. And all I do is try to share what the Most High shows me with you all. And you know, the funny thing is, for the ones who don't like Tehu Ministries, the ones who disagree with Tehu Ministries, maybe it's just me, but I'd be like, why are you listening? I mean, am I wrong, family? I'm like, if you don't like it, go away. I'm like, is that not logic? I'm like, I don't listen to stations I don't like. I don't go to channels I don't like. So why they feel a need to always harass me? Somebody tell me. It don't make sense to me. Go away. Go away. You don't support this ministry anyway. Go away. You're not going to be missed. You're not going to be missed. But y'all be hanging in the background, and then you got to harass me. And all I'm doing is doing what the Most High tell me to do. I'm gonna tell you, if it wasn't for you, the ones who support this ministry, who love Tehu, Minister Tehu, and Yahuah, I would have been gone. I'm telling you, I would have been done years ago. I would have been gone years ago. But some of y'all like me. Some of y'all be like, Yahuah, I love you. Thank you, Yahuah. I'll be like, see, y'all make it worthwhile. Y'all make it worthwhile. But you know, the haters are more vocal than the ones who support you. You know that, right? Y'all know that, right? And the funny thing is, I get beat up for everything, right? I get beat up. Well, Yahuah, you know you're too hard on the Gentiles. You don't make it easy, Yahuah, for the Gentiles to come in and be loved and hugged and kissed. I say, why? Because I teach the scriptures? Why? Because I teach Tobit 4:12? Why? Because I teach Deuteronomy? I'm like, I'm hard because the Bible says something and I'm teaching what the Bible says. I don't get it. So, well, you know, you got to be more open and loving and compassionate. I say, I'm not. I'm like, I'm open. You could come to me. I don't care if you Gentile. I don't care if you look. The difference is Israel, they come and talk to me. I be having conversations, you know. They send me emails. Israel send me emails. Israel contact me on Facebook. Israel don't have a problem talking to me. But some people think I'm too rough on the Gentiles. I'm like, what? Because I said them folks? What am I supposed to say? The white man? Doesn't that sound worse than them folks? What you want me to say when I'm talking about a group of people? Oh, it's better to say Caucasian? Well, all of them not really Caucasian. Somebody make it make sense. I'm damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't. If I teach that Israel is going to rule over the nations, I'm being hateful to the Gentiles for what? Because I teach what the Bible says? Am I lying? Am I wrong because I say the Bible said the Gentiles go into captivity, the ones who oppressed us and put us into captivity? I'm against the Gentiles now. Why? Because I'm teaching what the Bible teach? I could be a lot harder. I just teach what the word says. See, I ain't hide nothing from the beginning. I say I'm to Israel first, to the Jew first, to the Airway first, to the Ezra Alawi first. But I don't understand, and I'm talking to the haters right now, why y'all got the need to want to listen to me every day? Why y'all feel the need to gotta come to my chat and tell me stuff and accuse me of stuff? I'm like, if you feel that way, don't let the door hit you when you're going out. Ain't nobody got you locked up on tailministries.com or Tail Ministries YouTube channel. You got the free ability to go somewhere else. I told y'all I only do what the Most High tell me to do. That's it. The stuff I've gone through, y'all know. The only ones who probably can relate with me somewhat is Brother Karras and Sister Shonda. They probably can relate with me. They know what it's like to some extent. Those who live godly in Christ shall what? Suffer persecution. I know, but I'm human too, right? I'm tired. I'm tired. I tell you, and then people, like one woman say, well, he said he love y'all, but y'all need to understand he after y'all money. I'm like, what money? Do I look like a big ministry to you? I mean, if I wanted money, wouldn't I be telling you what you want to hear? Your tomorrow's better than your yesterday. God got great things for you. You're not going to have to go through no trials. Let's sing a few hymn songs and praise. I'm just saying, if I want your money, wouldn't I tell you what you want to hear? But it boggles my mind that people, because they disagree with me, accuse me of all kind of stuff. They ain't got no proof. And then when they try to correct my teachings, they don't have no scripture. And then if they throw out scriptures, you know what they do? They dump it out like if you vomited out something, right? They just throw it out. Here's a bunch of scriptures. No teachings, no analysis, no nothing. They just vomit out a bunch of scriptures and say, there you go. See, you were wrong, huh? Really? If I had big money, Brother Yahuah would be on a continent right now. I'd be on a continent. I'd have me a 100-acre farmland and big house with servants. I'm like, I don't know. They must be confusing me with somebody. You know what I'm saying? They must be confusing me. Anyway, fam, let's get into this. I had to vent because I am tired. I'm not gonna lie. I've thought about walking away 100 times, and I really do want to. I ain't gonna lie, because I'm sick of it. But there's a lot of you all I do love. I told y'all that. I mean, I do. Some of y'all got good hearts. Some of y'all, all y'all wanted the truth. Anyway, let's look at this. I don't want to be too long. I find this very interesting, prophetic wise. As I say, eat the meat, spit out the bones. Right? But this is interesting. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of you all saw this already, but I just find it interesting because there are things about to happen, in my opinion, that's going to shake up this nation. But we're going to talk about this a little bit, right?
It doesn't matter. Do you have options?
Hold on. Do I have this thing set up right? All right.
Or not, your soldiers
There
will
we go.
fight.
Mr. President, would you be willing to visit Ukraine, leave Kyiv or Odessa, which is going to be at the Riviera of the Black Sea?
It was my question.
I'm sorry.
I don't want to talk about Odessa now. Let's not talk about Odessa. I want to talk about making a deal, getting peace. We don't have to talk about Odessa, but a lot of cities have been destroyed. A lot of cities that are not recognizable. There's not a building standing.
No.
And a lot of
You
a
have
lot
to
of
come,
things. have
Mr.
to happen.
President. You have to come and to look. No. We have very good cities. Yes, a lot of things been destroyed, but mostly cities alive, and people work, and children go to school. Sometimes it's very difficult. Sometimes closer to front line, children have to go to underground schools or online. But we live. Ukraine is fighting, and Ukraine lives. This is very important. And maybe it's Putin is sharing this information that he destroyed us. No, he lost.
So he's comparing to what Trump said, to that other type of talking points from the last administration about Putin spreading this information. Now, I'm going to say this before we continue. This guy on the left, the one without the suit on, who's not the orange man, he's a dangerous dude. I'm going to tell you, he's a dangerous dude. Don't underestimate that dude. I don't know what to say about Trump. I hope you don't underestimate him. That dude dangerous, y'all. I just hope y'all know.
700,000 people, 700,000 soldiers. He lost everything. Yes. So,
Mr. President, one more. I mentioned Poland.
Please, go ahead.
When did you last speak with President Putin, and what did he say that?
A couple of days ago.
And what did he tell you that gave you the assurance that he wanted peace?
Well, that's what I do. My whole life is deals. I know pretty good, and I've known him for a long time. I've dealt with him for a long time. He had to suffer through the Russia hoax. Russia was a hoax. It was all Biden. It was nothing to do with him. So he had to suffer through that, and he was able to do that. I think that he wants to make a deal, and he'd like to see it end. That's all I do. That's what I do. My whole life, that's what I do, is make deals. And I'm in the middle of a mess, because this is a real mess. It's a very dangerous one. If this doesn't get solved now, it's not going to get solved for a long time. So I hope we're going to get it solved. In the back, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. Prime Minister Starmer claims repeatedly that his government believes in free speech and was not engaged in censorship. But his country's government arrests people for memes and thought crimes, and even more worrisome is pressuring American companies to censor Americans on his behalf. How can he be a reliable, trustworthy partner when he says things that are demonstrably false on such an important topic?
Well, we actually spoke to him about that yesterday, and we thought they took it very, very much too far. JD was very strong on it. So was I. So was Marco, and we've been speaking to him about it. Marco, would you like to say something about that?
Yeah, we have concerns, obviously, with the conduct of those, particularly as it impacts Americans. And there's real concern that American speech, which is online, could fall into the hands of British or any country's jurisdiction. And so this is a point the Vice President made at Munich, and I think it's a very compelling one, that what unites us with Europe, as much as anything else, is these shared values, and one of them being free speech. And so if Americans are threatened by it, we're going to need to take action in that regard.
Mr. President.
It's actually a very important question.
We spoke about this in detail with the Prime Minister, the Foreign Secretary, and others at lunch yesterday, and I know that Secretary of Commerce Lutnick followed up in private meetings last night. This is really important. We believe Americans have the right to speak their mind, even if we in this room disagree with them. They have the right to speak their mind in the public square, which is often online these days, and we're going to defend that right as it pertains to American companies and American citizens vigorously if we have to. I do think that under the President's leadership, we're going to find common ground with our friends in the UK on this question, but it remains to be seen. The principle that will guide us is we believe in free speech in this country, and we'll fight for it for American citizens.
Mr. President, on the deal, is there any other oil and gas component to the deal? Is it all critical?
A little bit. We'll see.
On LNG?
But we're not really looking for that so much. We got a lot. We have more than anybody in the world, by far. So no, we're not talking about it too much, but a little bit. I think it affects also, but for the most part, no.
And sir, is there any agreement from Ukraine to purchase U.S. LNG? as part of the deal, or is
No.
that on the table at all?
No, we don't need that.
Some of those
Mr. President, I
minerals
just
are in
wanted
the
to ask
east,
you
Mr.
about,
President.
you just
So Trump trying to broker a peace deal. Zelensky doesn't want a peace deal. Trump like, we're not sending you any more weapons, right? Now, this is going to get real interesting as we continue. I'm going to tell you, I'm just like, I'm amazed though. Anyway, because it's something of what I expected, but I didn't expect it to play out exactly like this. But
mentioned that you'd spoken to Vladimir Putin a couple of days ago. Just to be clear, that's a new call, not the one that you...
I've spoken to him on numerous occasions.
Okay. And how was the latest call? What did you discuss? How did it go?
Are you serious with that question?
I am. I'd love to know.
It went well. I think we're going to have a deal.
On the minerals deal, Mr. President, some of those minerals are in the east of Ukraine, not far from the front lines and in areas that Russia has
Very good
occupied.
question. Thank you
Will
so
you
much.
direct President Putin to withdraw his forces from those areas if there's U.S. interest
Well,
there?
we'll take a look at the time. We have a lot of area. It's a very big area we're talking about. So we'll take a look. I'll study that and I'll see.
And who would protect those minerals if they are U.S. interests? Would that be Ukrainian
They'll be
forces?
protected. The
European
agreement will
forces?
protect them.
U.S.
The
forces?
agreement, yeah, we're signing an agreement. You
Right,
know?
but what if Russia tries to invade or there's Russian aggression in those spots?
I just told you, I don't think that's going to happen. And if that were going to happen, I wouldn't make a deal. If I thought that was going to happen, I wouldn't make a deal.
Some people may wonder
You
why.
know, they ought to focus on CNN on survival, not asking me these ridiculous
Why
questions.
the confidence that there's more
Focus on surviving, because CNN's got such low ratings, I don't think they're going to survive. Let's go. Let's go.
One more, I already mentioned Poland. Poland was under Russian control for decades after the Second World War. When I was a kid, I looked at the United States not only as a most powerful country, richest country in the world, the country that has great music, great movies, great muscle cars, but also as a force for good. And now I'm talking with my friends in Poland, and they are worried that you align yourself too much with Putin. What's your message for them?
Well, if I didn't align myself with both of them, you'd never have a deal. You want me to say really terrible things about Putin and then say, "Hi, Vladimir, how are we doing on the deal?" That doesn't work that way. I'm not aligned with Putin. I'm not aligned with anybody.
so this the talking point that they had all during the Democratic administration, that, you know, Trump was a Russian agent, right? And so now, you know, that whole thing coming up, well, you know, you're too close to Putin. Well, they all work together, right? So that's my view on it. They all work together. And so Poland, right, which is supported by them folks in the Middle East. So you know that Trump supports Poland because he supports them, you know, them folks in the Middle East. So, you know, that's where Netanyahu from, right? So, you know, anyway, it's all a game. But it's an interesting game, right? I'm like, look, I'm gonna say this: the whole world life is at stake, right? Everybody's lives are at stake, but it's really getting popcorn ready, right? As a matter of fact, it ain't popcorn ready. And just start eating your popcorn, because you're gonna start enjoying the show, even though, I mean, you know, let's say before the mushrooms go up. I'm sorry, I don't know what to say.
I'm aligned with the United States of America and for the good of the world. I'm aligned with the world, and I want to get this thing over with. You see the hatred he's got for Putin. It's very tough for me to make a deal with that kind of hate. He's got tremendous hatred, and I understand that, but I can tell you the other side isn't exactly in love with, you know, him either.
So y'all know Trump is about to order the deal, right? That's his book, The Art of the Deal. So he's trying to make a deal. Trump is trying to bring in world peace. I'm just saying, to me, it just sort of looked funny. I don't know if, you know, he the AC or not. I don't know. Maybe he is, maybe he not. I mean, it looked like a duck. But I'm convinced he's going to bring in some kind of deal, some kind of peace deal. And the scripture, you know, it says when they say peace and security, sudden destruction comes. So I'm expecting something similar to that, but let's just watch this, because look, family, Get your popcorn because y'all going to be enjoying it. I'm sorry. You're going to be enjoying it. I don't know what else to say. I mean, okay. I'm going to say I enjoyed it, right? Okay. So I don't know what else to say.
So it's not a question of alignment. I'm aligned with the world. I want to get the thing set. I'm aligned with Europe. I want to see if we can get this thing done. You want me to be tough? I could be tougher than any human being you've ever seen. I'd be so tough. But you're never going to get a deal that way. So that's the way it goes. All right,
y'all see that look he giving Trump? Y'all see that look he giving Trump? Y'all know what kind of look that is, right? Y'all know what kind of person that is that give a person a look like that, right? I'm just telling you. That dude ain't nothing nice, you know. I'm telling you.
one more question.
Hey, I will respond to this. So look, for 4 years in the United States of America, we had a president who stood up at press conferences and talked tough about Vladimir Putin, and then Putin invaded Ukraine and destroyed a significant chunk of the country. The path to peace and the path to prosperity is maybe engaging in diplomacy. We tried the pathway of Joe Biden of thumping our chest and pretending that the President of the United States' words mattered more than the President of the United States' actions. What makes America a good country is America engaging in diplomacy. That's what President Trump is doing.
Can I ask you?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So he occupied our parts, big parts of Ukraine, part of East and Crimea. So he occupied it on 2014. So during a lot of years, so I'm not speaking about just Biden, but those time was Obama, then President Obama, then President Trump, then President Biden, now President Trump, and God bless, now President Trump will stop him. But during 2014, nobody stopped him. He just occupied and took. He killed people. You know what the contact line?
2015.
2014.
2014 and 2015.
2014.
Yeah. So
I was not here.
Yeah, but
That's exactly right.
Yes, but during 2014 till 2022, yeah, the situation the same. The people have been dying on the contact line. Nobody stopped him. You know that we had conversations with him, a lot of conversation, my bilateral conversation, and we signed with him, me, like a new president. In 2019, I signed with him the deal. I signed with him, Macron and Merkel, we signed ceasefire. Ceasefire. All of them told me that he will never go. We signed with him with gas contract. Gas contract. Yes, but after that, he broken this ceasefire. He killed our people and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring it into this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to.
Count once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military?
We have problems.
And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future.
All right. Zelensky said, you have a nice ocean and don't feel it now. You don't feel it now, but you will feel it in the future. Y'all caught that? Is that a threat? Does that not sort of give hints of the 10 who hate the whore and gonna burn it with fire? I'm just saying.
You don't know that.
God bless you.
Because remember, Europe supports Ukraine. Europe supports Ukraine. So, sound like a threat to me.
God bless. You will not
You
have
gotta-
a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because
I'm
you're in no
answering all these
position to
questions.
dictate that.
That's exactly what
Remember
you're
this.
I'm not
You're in
dictating.
no position to dictate what we're going to feel.
You
We're
will-
going to feel very
you will
good.
feel influence.
We're going to feel very
I'm
good and
telling
very
you,
strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed
From the
yourself
very-
to be in a
from
very
the very
bad position,
beginning
and
of
he
the
happens
war.
to be right about
From the
it.
very beginning of the war.
You're not
Mr.
in a good
Brown,
position.
I
You
was
don't have the
saying-
cards right now. With us, you start having
Not
cards.
playing cards.
Right now, you
I'm
don't.
very
You're playing
serious,
cards.
Mr. President.
You're
I'm
playing
very
cards.
serious.
You're
I'm
gambling
the
with the
president
lives
in
of
war.
millions of people.
You think-
You're gambling with World War III.
what do you
You're
think about?
gambling with
What do you
World
think
War
about?
III. And
Yeah.
what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country.
I'm
That's
with
back
all
to you.
respect to your
Far
country.
more than a lot of people said
very
they
respect.
should have.
Have you said thank you once? This
A lot
entire
of
meeting?
times.
No, in this
Even
entire meeting,
today.
have you said thank
Even
you?
today.
You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the
What-
United States
what
of
are you speaking
America
about?
and the president who's trying to save your country.
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war, you
He's
can...
not speaking loudly. He's not
Yeah.
speaking loudly. Your country is
Can I-
in big
can-
trouble.
can I
Wait a
answer?
minute. No,
Can
you've
I
done a lot
answer?
of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not
I
winning.
know.
You're not winning this. You have a damn good chance of
we are
coming out
staying,
okay because of
Mr.
us.
President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks
You haven't
in
been
this
alone.
cabinet,
You
and
haven't
not
been
only
alone.
in this
We
cabinet.
gave you, through
I
this
said
stupid
thank-
president, $350 billion.
You voted
We gave
for
you
your
military
president.
equipment,
You
and your
voted
men
for
are
your
brave,
president.
but they had to use our military.
What about
If you didn't have
You
our
invited
military
me-
equipment,
you invited
if
me
you
to
didn't
speak-
have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3
okay?
days, I heard it from Putin. In 3 days, this is something
Maybe
new.
less.
In 2 weeks, of course,
It's
yes.
going to be a very hard thing to do business like this. I
Again,
tell you.
just say thank you.
I said a lot of
accept
times
that there,
thank you
accept
to
that-
American people.
Accept that there are disagreements, and let's go litigate those disagreements rather than trying to fight it out in the American media when you're wrong. We know that you're wrong.
But you see, I think it's good for the American people to see what's going on.
I understand, sir.
I think it's
I
very
understand.
important. That's why I kept this going so long. You have to be thankful. You don't have the
I'm
cards.
thankful.
You're buried there. Your people are dying.
tell you
You're
again,
running
I
low
know.
on soldiers.
Don't-
Listen,
don't please,
you're running
Mr.
low
President.
on soldiers. It would be a damn good thing.
Mr.
And then
President.
then you tell us, I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire. I want to go and I want this. Look, if you could get a ceasefire right now, I tell you, you take it so the bullets stop flying and your men stop getting killed.
Of course, we want to stop the war.
But you're
I
saying
said-
you don't want a ceasefire.
But I said to you,
I want a ceasefire.
with guarantees.
Because you'll get a ceasefire faster than an agreement.
Ask our people about ceasefire, what they think.
That wasn't
doesn't
with
matter
me.
for you what-
That
what
wasn't
is-
with me.
It
That was
wasn't
with
with you.
a guy named Biden, who was not a smart person.
This
That
is
was
your,
with,
this
that was
is
with
your
Obama.
president. It was your president.
Excuse me. That was with Obama, who gave you sheets, and I gave you javelins.
Yes.
I gave you the javelins to take out all those tanks. Obama gave you sheets. In fact, the statement is, Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins. You got to be more thankful, because let me tell you, you don't have the cards. With us, you have the cards. But without us, you don't have any cards.
One more question to Mr. Vice President.
Y'all enjoying your popcorn? I got extra butter on mine. What do you have on yours? See, prophetic wise, a lot of people don't understand what this potentially means. Those who've been following this ministry have an idea what this means.
I'm sorry.
It's going to be a tough deal to make,
Um,
because the attitudes have to change.
What if Russia breaks ceasefire? What if Russia breaks peace talks? What do you do then? I understand that it's a heated conversation right now.
What are you
but
saying?
what
She's
if
asking, what if Russia breaks the ceasefire?
What if anything? What if a bomb drops on your head right now?
But they have
Okay?
broken ceasefire.
What if they broke it? I don't know. They broke it with Biden because Biden, they didn't respect him. They didn't respect Obama. They respect me. Let me tell you, Putin went through a hell of a lot with me. He went through a phony witch hunt where they used him and Russia. You ever hear of that deal? That was a phony Hunter Biden, Joe Biden scam. Hillary Clinton, Shifty Adam Schiff. It was a Democrat scam. And he had to go through that. And he did go through it. We didn't end up in a war. And he went through it. He was accused of all that stuff. He had nothing to do with it. It came out of Hunter Biden's bathroom. It came out of Hunter Biden's bedroom. It was disgusting. And then they said, oh, the laptop from hell was made by Russia. The 51 agents. The whole thing was...
I ain't gonna lie, no. Trump got to be the most entertaining president other than George Bush. George Bush was funny too, I ain't gonna lie. I'm talking about Junior, not Senior. But Trump got to be the most entertaining to date.
It's a scam, and he had to put up with that. He was being accused of all that stuff. All I can say is this. He might have broken deals with Obama and Bush, and he might have broken them with Biden. He did, maybe. Maybe he didn't. I don't know what happened. But he didn't break them with me. He wants to make a deal. I don't know if you can make a deal. The problem is I've empowered you to be a tough guy. And I don't think you'd be a tough guy without the United States. And your people are very brave. But you're either going to make a deal or we're out. And if we're out, you'll fight it out. I don't think it's going to be pretty, but you'll fight it out. But you don't have the cards. But once we sign that deal, you're in a much better position. But you're not acting at all thankful. And that's not a nice thing. I'll be honest, that's not a nice thing. All right, I think we've seen enough. What do you think? Huh?
So y'all do know that Ukraine have those like, trying to watch how I say this. Those covert military organizations that go around taking people out, whether you civilian or not, y'all know about that, right? Dangerous dude. Dangerous dude.
This is going to be great television, I will say that. All right. We'll see what we can do about putting it together. Thanks, sir. We'll see. I don't know. Guys, come on. Let's move.
That's it, you guys. And as we have.
So, interesting times, family. Now, what I look at is how the Most High handles things, and prophetically speaking, how this could turn around into, you know, the whole Jeremiah 50:51 situation. So, Judges 7:22, when the 300 trumpets sounded, Yahuah caused the men throughout the camp to turn on each other with their swords. The army fled to Bet-Shittah towards Zerah, as far as the border of Abel Mahola near Tabat. So the Most High makes your enemies start fighting each other. 1 Samuel 14:20. Then Saul and all his men assembled and went to the battle. They found the Philistines in total confusion, striking each other with their swords. Second Chronicles 20:22-23. As they began to sing and praise, Yahuah set ambushes against the men of Ammon and Moab and Mount Seir, who were invading Judah, and they were defeated. The Ammonites and Moabites rose up against the men from Mount Seir to destroy and annihilate them. After they finished slaughtering the men from Seir, they helped to destroy one another. This is how the Most High, he allows our enemies to take themselves out. Ezekiel 38:21, and I will call for a sword against him throughout all my mountains, says Yahuah. Every man's sword shall be against his brother. This thing about to kick off, in my opinion, whether or not we have a temporary peace or not. Isaiah 19:2, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother. and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdoms against kingdom. I think the same thing going to happen here in the States as well, not just on an international global scene, but I think, can we say another potential civil war? Haggai 2:22, and I will overthrow the throne of kingdoms, and I will destroy the strength of the kingdoms of the heathen, and I will overthrow the chariots and those that ride in them, and the horses and their riders shall come down, everyone by the sword of his brother. So this is what I think is happening. I think y'all want me to open up the line? I got some time. Say yes or no. Anyway, I think that's where we're at. I think we're gonna have brother against brother, Khazar against Khazar, Germans against Germans, Edomites against Edomites, right? And they're gonna be looking for our guilt. All right, I'm gonna put it out there. Okay, there it is. I am curious to see what the family think about all this. I ain't gonna lie, because I'm like, I told y'all, every day, every hour now is something. Every day, literally, is something new. I mean, major on the prophetic scene. And then it's gonna go from hour to hour, right? Hey, brother Pierre, welcome back.
Hey, brother Koba.
How you been?
I'm good, brother. Man, as soon as I heard this, man, I went straight to your channel. I was waiting for you to have something on it, man. You did not disappoint. Listen, I went back and I started looking up why is the Ukraine so important to the U.S. and in Europe. Well, all of Europe's security and well-being is dependent upon Ukraine winning this war. Also, a lot of food, grain comes out of the Ukraine. That means a lot of scarcity going to hit Europe, and that's even going to trickle down over here. That's going to embolden Russia to go and get other territories to rebuild the Soviet, the USSR. It's going to embolden China to invade the territory. I'm bringing up a blank right now, but man, this thing is about to get. And Europe is going to be pissed, and that's the 10 toes is going to come after the whore, which is the United States. And man, this is about to get bad. This is about to get bad. What do you think, brother Jacoba?
I agree with you, right? And that's what I see as well. I think the 10 is coming for the whore. I think, like I said, Ukraine, they have some covert ops. I don't want to use the word that go around taking out everybody. I mean, leadership. They take out civilians. There ain't nothing to play with. And I'm curious to see what happens, because if they try that, I think that's just gonna set it off. Because Trump don't play. Trump don't play.
Listen, I agree with you. And see, Ukraine had secret troops over in Africa stirring up stuff. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man. So man, this is really about to get pretty bad, man. A lot of people don't realize how crazy this is, and how, like you said, it's prophecy. This is going to get pretty rough. I mean, if there is any time that you need to get up out of here, this is the time now. And I just want to say on your behalf, man, as much as you say, hey man, I don't know if I'm gonna get out of here because I don't have the money to either. How can people say that, man, you balling and stuff? So what in the world is wrong with people, man? I do not know, brother Jacoba. Anyway, I just wanted to say that, man, in support of you.
I wish I did have that money, but anyway, brother Doug. You got to
well. Oh my goodness. I hadn't taken a look at that. I had not even looked at it. I wanted to kind of wait, and I'm going through few things myself, but what I see is them unable to get along. Uh,
You breaking up, brother Doug? We can't hear you. You breaking up. Your connection bad.
Sorry. Oh goodness, I'll come back later.
Okay. All right. We'll come back to you, brother Doug. All right. Minister Rick.
How y'all doing?
What's up,
Y'all
Minister
bless.
Rick?
I got some pet peeves to pick. Brothers, stop saying if I get out. If I get out. You who have God has given a mission in their life. Until you accomplish that mission, you are invulnerable. How many times did they try and kill the Savior before he had to get to that cross? It was ordained he was going down the cross. They tried to push him off a cliff. They tried to stone him. They tried to do all kinds of stuff to him. They even tried to kill Lazarus. There's another character in the Bible, Tabitha. She was valuable to the church, and I believe they went to Peter or Paul, Peter weeping. She had done so much. It's a shame she died, and they raised her from the dead, and she went back to start working. If God has given you a mission to do on that job, you are born until you complete that mission. Now, if he has ordained for you to die in that mission, he will let you know, and you have an opportunity to opt in or opt out, even that you'll get your Gethsemane experience. So I'm saying you ain't going nowhere. None of you, the only way you're going to go out of here is this. He said, my people perish for lack of knowledge. The other thing, I call it, it's called the I know but disease. I know but disease is, you know what the Most High has told you, but you do a different way. A character in the Bible, AI, he said, I know that the high priests are only supposed to handle that art, but it's fallen. I know, but I'm going to touch it. Dead. Saul, I know that the prophet said that I'm supposed to slay all these people, but I know but things of Moses. I know that the Most High said that I should speak to the rock and not strike it, but it ain't happening fast enough. So I'm saying, as long as you stay on the narrow path, what God is, and follow his instructions implicitly, you're going to get to, if you're going to make it to complete the job he has given you. So stop saying, if I get out. No, you ain't going nowhere. You're going to complete your mission, which you are doing it, and I admire you for it. That's all. That's one of my peeves. So that's it.
Okay, I received that, Minister Rick. Brother Doug.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, you sound good.
All right. So to watch these characters go at each other publicly in front of the world, and to have that as now going to be just multiple sound bites that play over and over, this may be a touchstone event we've witnessed here. This may be a moment that we're going to remember as the beginning of the beginning. Because as I understand it, Zelensky left, there's no signed agreement. And I think there's going to be a cascade domino effect that may resonate into the very near future. Russia is either laughing or preparing, one or the other. I don't know that Zelensky or Trump were correct in their assessments, but I think that there's now going to be a reaction to this. I don't think I don't think this might be something we pay strict attention to, because this may turn into something that turns into what we've been waiting for. I mean, I think it's a touchstone moment. I was amazed that this happened in front of the world personally.
I know, me too.
I was amazed. I can't believe it. And Trump seemed to have egged it on, and J.D. Vance, I've never heard him that vocal. And how, and it's almost like they jumped on this man, and I don't know if it was a planned event, but Marco Rubio stood quiet. He was not vocal at all. It just seems that Vance and Trump just determined they were going to wretch this man because he wasn't being cooperative. And let me just say this Brother Yakoba, what's at stake is the billions upon billions of dollars of mineral resources that Ukraine has always had control over. And the fact that he won't roll over and give in to all the demands without question the United States has, not doing what these Europeans in this country say do, that was open defiance that you looked at. And you're right, Zelensky didn't look scared of this man. Zelensky controls a lot of, as you said, a lot of squads that are prone to eliminate people. And you know, there was a real open defiance of Western homogeny. This and it really showed, I think, Trump to be losing control of the narrative, in my opinion. As much as he got in his face, you know, he really openly defied the United States and told Trump, challenged him in front of the world. That's a big deal. And then left with no signed agreement, which in effect is just thumbing his nose at we're not going to do what you say. And that's going to cascade. They're one of two things. They're either going to respond by just handing them over to Russia and giving them no more arms, which would end this rather quickly, or they may clamp down and try to assert even more their European control. It's a touchstone moment. It's a watershed moment.
Brother Doug, can I say
Yeah,
something real quick, Brother Yakoba?
absolutely.
This is what I wanted to say, and I'll mute myself. The West does not want Ukraine to lose because that is the end of the Western Empire. That emboldens the BRICS nations, Africa, and Russia and China. This Ibrahim Traore and all these guys that just lend support if Ukraine loses this thing.
I
You
agree
got a
with you.
question to me? Oh, that Doug. Okay.
Well, I agree with you. I think that's a very astute point to make, because if Ukraine does not capitulate and does not give Trump what he demands, he's not just asking. And I don't know that there's some quid pro quo that might have validity in this argument. I mean, they've given these people everything they want and the arms that they want. Now they want something in return to recoup the coffers they've emptied. But if there's none of that happening and there's no agreement, you're right. I mean, they're watching these BRICS nations, they're watching the empowerment of the African nations come together, and it may embolden the rest of the world to truly stand up to the United States and just tell them to go pound sand. So you're right. They cannot lose Ukraine control of this situation, because if they do, it's simply going to embolden the rest of the world to tell the United States to jump off a cliff.
All right. So, Brother Robert.
Hello, Yakoba. How you doing?
All right. How you been?
I'm good. This is one of those watershed moments, like Brother Doug said. I think the world hegemony is changing. I think we're having a multipolar world instead of a singular pole. See, Trump is still stuck in the past. He thinks that America, the beautiful, is the one running the world, when
Yeah.
in reality, that's not true anymore. This is the horde that rides the beast, getting ready to be destroyed by the beast. So that's my little assessment on that. And you can bring somebody else up. I'm just wanting to put my little 2 cents in. Oh, yeah, one more thing. Keep up the good work. I'm going to encourage you, brother, to keep going, just like I do with T3 and me. He gets tired too. And I'm telling him to keep going, brother. We are listening out here. And we need you guys. Need to hear your voice. You encourage me, because sometimes I get beat down and I want to give up, but I can't. I'm 69 years old and I got to keep going.
I feel you. It's rough though, ain't it?
Yes, very rough, especially with all these heathens and the The brothers and the relatives are the worst. People that are related to you, they are the worst.
They think you're crazy, right?
Yeah. Anyway, I
Yeah.
encourage you to keep going, brother.
All right, thank you, Brother Robert. All right, Yahuah Cub, you have to unmute yourself.
Classic. Sorry about that. Minister Tate. Sorry about that. Okay, I'll just be really quick. To me, the current times kind of seem like everything's very foreshadowing. I think Ukraine holds a lot more importance than people realize. There's a movie I suggest everyone. It's a documentary. It's called The Grab. Journey with Us suggested watching it a few weeks ago on their channel. Pretty much, it just outlines like the resourcing battle that's going on in the world over the past like 10 years and what the future holds in the next 10 years and where the battle line.
Okay, you went silent just now, Yahuah.
About that. Am I back now?
Yeah, you back.
Okay, sorry about that. So I don't know where I cut off at, but pretty much what I was highlighting, Russia actually has like the most livestock in the world right now. Due to like the climate change, a lot of their tundra area turned into like foresty area, so they're able to reproduce their livestock. That's one of Putin's biggest plans. Like during the Cold War, Russia was suffering from great famine, so he's like, Russia's never going hungry again. Ukraine is also another country that holds a vast amount of like food supplies, whether
You went silent again.
I think it's my phone too because I'm on low battery. Sorry about that. So pretty much whoever owns Ukraine, if Russia gets full control of Ukraine's minerals in the next coming years, when we start seeing famines due to like the end times, Russia's going to be able to weaponize their food even more, and there won't be any place for US to leverage against Russia or any world superpower for that reason, because China doesn't even have enough water to support their population. America is going to get hit with plagues, as we know through the Bible. So Russia's really just gonna be able to weaponize everything. So like the battle for Ukraine's resourcing makes the most sense, but it's very telling that Zelensky, like you said, he's highlighting to America, like we're safe now because we've never had to deal with war on our soil. But if you read the Bible, you know that's coming to an end. But before the war happens, like you said, we're going to self-destruct from inside. You can see that, like, no matter what, whether Trump's doing it on purpose and he really is trying to cause a civil war, like, you can feel a civil war is going to come. The country's already at, like, a teetering point. Like, is already against neighbors. People are already unfollowing people because of their political beliefs or their social beliefs, whatever. Like, we're past the point of where we could repair that. Like, the country, for better or less, is broken. The ship's broken. The captains have sold it. You're not gonna be able to plug enough holes to get it to float again. So to me, it looks like you said, like it's just more accelerated than we ever saw because we never had so many things happen rapidly. But I think it's just the Most High working to waking up people who have spiritual discernment, because you should be able to see, like, we don't have years to try to like get through this. Like, you need to make a plan, like you say now, even if your plan is just I have a passport and I'll buy a ticket and try to get out and figure it out when I get to that place. But you need to have something aligned, because like we're playing with a house of cards and the cards could fall at any moment.
Yeah. All right, thank you, Yahuah Cub. So I'm gonna go back to 1619 Brood because they dropped off, and I'll come back to you, Brother Asaph. 1619. You have to unmute yourself. 1619 Brood, you there? Going once, going twice. All right, we'll come back to you, Brother Asaph.
Shalom, brother Yakoba. Man, I was watching the news and I switched over to YouTube and I saw you on because I didn't get the notification. But brother, do not be tired in well-doing. We are seeing the end of Babylon right now. You know, our Christian brethren do not see how far we are in Revelation right now. You know, we have reached the crescendo now of things kicking off. And as you said, we should get our popcorn now. I was stunned when I saw the two heads of state arguing like that. You know, we've never seen anything like that on television. I
I
can't
know.
remember any time in my 64-year coming up lifetime that I've seen something like that. And it's very, very shocking. You know, keep up the good work. You know, this is my first and final thought for today. You know, don't be tired in well doing. I think we are going to be the largest group in the wilderness. And don't worry, you and your brother are going to get there. And many of us who are listening to this broadcast and the others previously are going to get there. Your broadcast yesterday was very telling and very prophetic. And in less than 24 hours, it's kicking off again. Now, we just have to keep watching and laughing, but this thing is going minute by minute. And I
It
thank you
is.
all for listening to me, and I thank you for keeping me on. And my greetings to everyone in the chat.
All right. Thank you, brother Asaph. 1619, you there?
Yes, thank you. I apologize. I lost my little button. But I'm just going to say something, and I don't know if others are thinking the same thing. And believe me, I'm no prophet, and I just see things the way I see things. But I sincerely believe, and I've been wrong before. I think what's going to happen with respect to the way he performed, Zelensky performed in the Oval Office specifically, I think the knives are going to be coming out. And I think he signed his, we'll call it a warrant and we'll leave it there. And if he survives it in any fashion, it will be because the Europeans surrounded him and gave him cover. But in and of himself, even with whatever apparatus he has available to himself to protect himself, because, by the way, some of his protection is being provided by, I think, the British SAS and others. But the point is, I think what we're going to see is some folk are going to either signal they're going to go for him, or they're going to go for him and it's going to be seen out in the open. And no one's going to be able to hide the dirt on their hands or the blood, even if they try. And or we're going to visit, this thing is going to be visited with the Europeans trying to protect and cover him, because for all that has been invested, it's really close to their backyard. This is an investment they don't want to lose. They don't want to lose on this. That's all I got.
All right. Thank you. Judah Talks. You have to unmute yourself. You there, Judah Talk? All right. So one thing I'm gonna say about the whole thing with Trump is just my opinion, that Trump could easily get the minerals by aligning himself with Russia, right? So if Zelensky doesn't sign the contract and go along with the agreement, whatever they have written in there, he could do the same thing with Russia and say, look, okay, well, we're not going to do anything. We're not going to intervene. You go straight into Ukraine, but if we don't intervene, you got to give us a certain percentage of the mineral resources. And he still get what he want. I mean, he's the type of dude that would do that, right? Because he's the art of the deal, right? He likes the deal. And that's my opinion. All right, Judah Talk.
Hey, shalom.
How you doing?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Sound good. Can you hear me? You're blinking in and out on the camera, though. Maybe you should turn the camera off. Maybe your connection is low.
Right now, can you see me?
Yeah, I see you and hear you.
All right, so blessings to you. I think everything that I've been reading as far as what's going on right now goes back to Enoch, the chapter 56, where it says that that the kings shall be stirred up against one another. And I know that for me, when I listen to Trump and I listen to how he has these connections with Putin, he has these connections with North Korea, you really don't know like if they are actually like in cahoots with one another, even though it goes against the whole Psalms 83 thing that says that they shall all come against in one unifying, type of connection against Israel, true Israel. So you're like, well, why are they kind of seeming like they're veering away from one another? It's all Bible prophecy. It's like Babylon, they shall be the whore, and everyone will turn against them. But in the last days, the kings, it's like in Enoch 56, it says they shall rise up against one another. So even though we may think that they're doing something that's kind of like deceptive, we don't know if they're together or if they're not together. They are together, but they're not together, because the Most High God, power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, he's stirring them up so their interests are not aligning with one another. So even though they are going towards the 10 kingdom, the 10 horn kingdom, they're all rushing towards that. There's still going to be like disagreements. There's still going to be vying for power, position in the 10 horn kingdom. And so I think that when it comes to like the nations stirring up against each other, I think in Enoch 56, it's going to be some stuff where they're all still going towards the 10 horn kingdom. And like, regardless of what we see, it seems like, oh, are they together? Are they not together? They're all together, but still there's going to be something that causes them to go against the whore. I think that Trump is one of those main factors. Now, I'm not saying he's the Antichrist. I don't know. It's kind of seeming like he might be, but he's doing stuff to rile up these so-called friends in that Psalm 83 type faction, that connection that they had. He's doing stuff that's going against their interest. So I think that right there is spiritual from the Most High Yah. He's causing them to do things that would go outside of what they originally kind of planned. So it's like Trump is doing stuff that he's not, of course, he's not supporting this country. This country is not, he's an agent. He's completely sold out. All of them are sold out, but he's doing stuff like he's a rogue, but he's not a rogue. It's like everything now is convoluted. Nothing makes sense. And it's supposed to be this way because, and I'll end it right here in the scripture. And it says that you'll be eating and drinking and marrying, and then the end shall come. So that kind of like sets the tone for the spiritual type of mindset and the vibe and the environment the world will be in. You won't know what direction anyone is going. Even the ones that are in power that have this connection, they will be doing things that make no sense even to themselves. But they'll all be following the script of the Most High, which shows his true power. So it's everything is up in the air. Everything is up in the air. And the only thing that I believe to end it right here is that we just have to, as Israel, it says that our nation shall be made in our captivity. So in the places of our captivity, Israel shall become a nation. So that's when the remnant shall return back to the Most High Yah by obeying his law, statutes, commandments, denying their flesh, serving them in spirit and truth, departing from Babylon physically, and I'll just say that, physically and as well as spiritually, so that you do not suffer the judgment of Babylon. So I think that's pretty much what it is. It's convolution. Everything is kind of like weird right now. But the main thing is the king shall be stirred up. You won't know what direction they're going. They won't even know the direction they're going, which will all meet the needs and the direction and the desires of the Most High. So that's pretty much it.
All right, thank you, Judah. We're gonna get final comments. That is, let's start with you, Minister Rick. Final comment.
My final comment is this. There's something that went by the board. One of the brothers brought it up, but we glossed over it. He was diverting weapons to Africa. A lot of those weapons wound up in Africa. They're selling on the black market, putting it there, and it's financing the jihad against the see, it always comes around about us. These jihad movements that Traore is fighting in the northern part of his kingdom, in Mali, and all these insurgent movements that are coming up, that this AmeriCare was financing and stuff like that. So Zelensky was a weapons conduit, and it's supposed to have sent mercenaries even to Africa. So it still comes, they're still battling against the two sticks coming together. So at this particular time, I believe everybody in this thing is on a mission. Like I told you before, until you complete your mission, the urgency is not like that. Things may be imminent, but God's going to give us time. But there are two key things I see going on now. Preparing, you are either assigned to prepare the people for the land or the land for the people. What Karis is doing, he's helping to prepare the land for the people. The land things, a lot of people, a lot like a lot of things got to be done on the continent. So I'm just saying, your security is in obedience to Yah. Do your job. Seek the Most High for what He wants you to do. Where's the goal in me? I believe if the Most High sends you to Africa now, it's to work, and He got to work for that to you, and you need to get over there and get busy. If He has you here for a time where you cannot leave, you got to prepare the people. I think you talked about be as the he-goats leading the flock out of Babylon. Okay. And it say be the he-goats. Hey, I'm out of here. See y'all. Y'all didn't handle your business. I got to go. Bye. No. And your heart will not allow you to do this. But so get your he-goat on and start to lead the flock. Prepare this Joshua generation for moving. Because ultimately they're going to make it there, like Karis is. So I don't want to go on. So I'm just saying, chill a bit. Look at an advantage. Yes, we have the signs, but the signs let you know that you got to move. Seek the Most High and do your job. And I'll land my plane with that.
All right. Thank you for coming on, Minister Rick. Appreciate it. Brother Robert, final comment? You have to unmute yourself, Brother Robert. You there, Brother Robert? All right, we'll come back to you, Brother Robert. All right, let's go to you, Brother Doug. Final comment.
Well, yes, I did. I did want to say a few things regarding your thought to leaving, to giving up, quitting. There's no quitting. There is no quitting. You have, and I'll say it just as the other brother said, you have a work to finish. Without you, and I don't know how you take this, but there'd be no me. You inspire people to do things. You understand? So without your inspiration, without your word, without your knowledge, without your clear, concise, consistent application of scripture, there would be those of us that would be off the rails, safeties would go off, and I might get a bit volatile from time to time. I come to you to even out the swinging pendulum that is my spiritual minister. So you can't leave. You can't quit. There's work to be done. I wanted to say that to you because I heard you discuss that you're getting tired. I'm sure Moses was tired. I'm sure David was tired. I'm sure all of the greats were tired. And I consider you one of the greats, one of the individuals that delivers a message needed for the congregation. And you also serve as a conduit through which people can feed themselves spiritually. So I can't imagine you just, quit. I think it's in you to quit. But more importantly, you don't know the importance of your presence. I think that's very important to think about and understand. Many people would I don't want to say be lost, but that extra needed influence in their lives would be gone, would be missing. Plus, you want to see how it ends anyway. And we want to see what you say regarding how it ends as well. I want to hear what you have to say as we watch it all fall all around us. The popcorn's still hot, butter's plentiful, and there's a lot of salt. So just pop some popcorn, bro. You know, but this world stage that we're watching, that my final comment there is, the brother made a pretty good point. Zelensky has to make it out of this country alive now. You know, when you thumb your nose in the United States publicly, and one of the brothers was telling us to turn into the news, Donald Trump was on the lawn of the White House giving a press conference regarding what he experienced in there. And his one of the captions was, "Let them fight it out. Let them fight it out." If the United States withdraws its support from Ukraine, Zelensky will fall within a few days.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, I don't know that people are aware of this, but the folks that are protecting Zelensky are British special forces. Those are the folks that are going around making sure he's not murdered. Sorry to use that word, but that's just the truth. And some have said that perhaps Donald Trump can get what he wants from a Russian agreement should he allow Zelensky to fall. I don't believe the Russians trust Donald Trump as far as they can throw him. And I believe that they double cross him and take all of the resources. They too know the importance of that property and the wealth that they have, the minerals, the farming, you know. Yeah, so I don't think potate is one of the things they have over there. That I believe that's the name of it. It's something that's vital in growing crops. And so if you make a deal with Russia to give the deal that Zelensky wouldn't give to the United States, I think Russia would turn on the United States because Russia doesn't like the United States. They're responsible for the fall of the USSR. So we're in this precarious position where, and I say this without flinching, these people are going to react to this action. The United States does not like being challenged, doesn't like being disobeyed, and they know the precarious cliff that they are on, in that blood in the water, the sharks will come. Blood in the water and the sharks will come. And right now they just got nicked. And either they heal and attack that which nicked them, or they go ahead and let it fall, which is another option Trump has, because I think he's got an exit strategy. So my final thought is, I've been around for about 60 years now, and I followed politics since I was a little child. My father made me follow politics. I've watched Nixon and all of his regalia. I've watched that happen all the way up to what we're seeing now. And sir, I don't know if you can agree with that. I have never seen the kind of antics I just saw occur in the White House. I've never seen that before, brother. In my entire life, I've never seen that happen. So that's where I land, brother. And if you consider quitting again, know this: all of those folks that attacked you, I will consider my leash off, and I will come for everybody's necks. So think of your poor enemies. Okay. All right.
Hold on, one question for you, brother Doug. One question. So, what was your thought of the way Zelensky was looking at Trump? What's your thoughts on that?
Sir, I think that I've watched what happens when Zelensky runs out of men. I see it. I've seen the photos. I've seen the video. Zelensky's got a squad of people that go and hunt young fighting age men and take them off the streets. It's the most precision move you've ever seen in your life. He corrals these young soldiers that are evading their responsibility that he thinks they have to fight for their country. Zelensky is, I don't want to say a dictator, but he's real close. He's a shrewd individual. What I saw in his face was a lack of fear. That's what I saw. I saw a lack of fear and a thought forming in his mind. If you think about what he did when he looked, go ahead.
You watch anime at all, brother Doug?
I do a little bit. You got me interested in it somewhat, yes.
You ever heard when they talk about killing intent?
Yeah.
That's what it looked like to me, right?
That's what it looked like. It looked like he was formulating a plan.
Yeah,
it looked like
exactly.
He was looking at him formulating, just because that quiet, reserved stare that he gave him. I noticed it.
Yep.
And that quiet, reserved stare, do you know what I do to get people to fight for me? Like, do you know the things that I've done to have to stay alive? And you're sitting there telling me, roaring up at me in front of these people? Man, I think both of them have put themselves in a dangerous position. I
Oh
really do.
yeah, oh yeah. I agree. I agree.
And I land there, bro. But think of your enemies if you leave, because I'm gonna get them. I'm gonna get all of them. I'm gonna get all of them. All right, brother. Have a
All
good
right,
one.
brother Doug. Let's see. All right, Judah, final comments. Unmute yourself.
Yes, sir. One thing I kind of differ when it comes to a lot of people is that I believe they all know what they're doing. I believe that this is a spiritual hive mind in which they are all connected in unity, in mind and thought on what the plan is to get them to the 10 horns. I don't believe there's any ambiguity. I don't believe there's any, I don't know what's going on, but the Most High God is causing them in the last days, since he said he's going to stir them up to where they're going to make decisions that don't really mess with what they've really normally done, like to present the picture to the people, because it's all about perception. It's all about perception is power. If they paint the picture to seem a certain way to us, then that's what we're going to go with, and that's what they're going to go with. If they convince us by taking polls, by taking like certain different surveys to see the pulse of the people. But I think in these days, that kind of whole thing has been turned upside down because of the Most High God, because of his children are waking up. So the children, when we're waking up to who we are, everything changes. Like you guys always on this channel, Yakoba, you talk about how there's been many different resets. And I've been doing study on Tatarian societies and how they've had they've resetted this society so many different times. And the one thing that never stops to be the truth is that one thing they couldn't take away is our history of us being the slaves, of us being, going into captivity. Even though a lot of, if you do Tatarian society, study that, not you, but the people, they rate, it's like Men in Black. They put the stuff in their movies, like they erase the whole society's knowledge of what's going on. And then all of a sudden they start over and they say we started from a primitive society, and then they build it up. And then you see these different pictures of the Tatarian society, huge buildings. They got these huge architecture is just so amazing. And how can they make that back when they just had stones, little wood, and how are they gonna make these big these structures? It's like they've already reset so many times, but this is the time they're not going to be able to reset, because we woke up, because we're like the main cog in the whole system. And so these people know what they're doing. It's like, I don't think any of these leaders are in they're like, oh, what's going on right now? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? No, they know what they're doing. They're trying to get to the 10 horn kingdom. And so they're on the way with the 2025 agenda, the 2030 agenda, to reset this thing. But they will reset it for those that are in Babylon, that are under the judgment of the Most High. And that's when the Exodus comes, because Most High God says that we are going to leave this place, regardless of how we leave, either through the ships of Tarshish, either through people like just rogue people going off to Africa, or spreading all across the world. You see that the Gentiles are spreading off across the world. They're going into Africa. A lot of us are like, why they go? Because they're going to be those Gentiles that worship the Most High Yah on his holy mountain. We can't deny that. There will be those that will be saved. So people are making their way out of Babylon before the destruction happens, even without knowing. But these leaders, they know what's going on. So I don't think anything is like, do they know? Like, what? No, they know. It's like, this is the time of knowing. Like you would say the whole time of Aquarius type thing. Everybody's knowing things. That's their esoteric type thing, time Aquarius, that. But this is the time of the revealing. And I just think that right now, we just need to look up as being the children of Israel, true Israelites, the Most High Yah, knowing that he is coming. They shall be eating and drinking and marrying, and then the end shall come. Everything will look just like it is now. People going out to ball games, people going out to dinner, doing everything they was doing, looking at the drones, thinking that the UFO or the UAPs are coming, and then all of a sudden they just go back to work, do their thing, and then all of a sudden the end comes. It's like, now's the time to clean your life. I just got to keep saying it. I know it's just off topic. I'm about to end right here. Clean your life. Me clean my life. Get right with the Most High Yah. serve him in spirit and truth, and just continue to look up and just walk. Because it's going to be like an Abraham situation where you're walking and you don't know where you're going. Because Abraham had to walk, and Most High said, God said, go, you go. And then he just walked, and then he obeyed the Most High Yah, and he was blessed because of it. That's, I think, the time that we're in. Anyways, to end the day, that book, blessings to you. That book is gonna awaken. This channel is amazing. That book's gonna awaken the hearts and the minds of the masses to know where we're to go in these last days. And it said, which way to Israel? Which way to Israel? That place that they say is that place. I'm not going. I don't. It's not the place. It doesn't fit Bible prophecy. Doesn't fit the topography, the geography. What you are done in that book is masterful work. I've already made a comment on the Amazon, and it's just amazing. And I just want to tell you, just bless you and tell you to keep going. Your work is not has not been done without people all around the world. So I don't normally come on this channel. I watch you all the time, every video you make, but I don't have time because my job and stuff. But look, man, your work is amazing. You are a child of the Most High Yah, empowered. You are something else, and I just want to just let you know that we love you, and that book, you're gonna wake up people, and you're putting fruit in heaven for yourself, because that's awakening us. When that time comes and we got to go flee, we're gonna be knowing where to go because of you.
Exactly.
So anyways,
Thank you.
Blessings to you, man. Shalom.
Thank you,
Honestly.
Judah. Appreciate
Yes.
it. Thanks
Yep.
for coming on, brother.
Yes, sir.
So, family, thank y'all for the support and the kind words. Sometime, we all need a little encouragement, and I appreciate it. And based upon the things that I see, like I've said before, and we've discussed many times, is that I think we're close. Now, I'm going to just leave it at that. So people don't try to pigeonhole me, right? They good for trying that. So I think we're pretty close. I think there's so many prophetic signs that's here and there. They're coming to a crescendo. That's, there's going to be major changes, and they're happening overnight. And I could literally see myself where shall a nation be born in a day? Right? I can see that. I can see a nation being born in a day. You can see how fast things have changed in 30 days. Right? So the question is, what's going to happen before the year out? I mean, really, what's going to happen before we hit the summertime? We'll see. I don't know. But it's interesting, and it's very entertaining, to be honest with you. And I just got my popcorn ready, and I'm going to be eating mine with extra butter because I like extra butter on it, and waiting on the Most High to send us back home and, open up them prison doors for those who are in prison. Because a lot of people ask me, well, what about the ones in prison? What about this and that? I'm like I told you, I don't know. Ask the Most High. All I do is teach the word. That's it. That's all I do. I say, look, here's what the word says. The particulars is in the Most High's hands. How he going to do it? I don't know. How he going to get all the brothers out of prison? I don't know. He going to do it. Right? So that's what I got. And so pray for us. Pray for this ministry, fam. Love y'all. And, keep praying for us. And, yep. Interesting. That's all I got to say. So if y'all want to support us, you can by becoming a Patreon member. You can support us, Cash App, $TOTW7101. You can also go to tailministries.com, go to the donations tab. There's other options. You can also buy my book, True Jerusalem, Lost Kingdoms of the Israelite, on Amazon. We're only on Amazon. And, I think you're going to need it in the wilderness. I do believe that once you read the book, you will have no doubt where Jerusalem is. I mean, the evidence is there, right? That's assuming you believe the scriptures, right? So that's all I got, fam. Love y'all to love the Messiah. Get ready for that exit. Peace and blessings, Israel. Your captivity is ending.